Alright, we're live.
Live 95.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, everybody? Give everybody some time to join in.
So how's everybody's day going?
Yeah, Desmond, how is your day going?
How about you?
Let's talk about your day, Jesse.
It was great.
Actually, are you even allowed to share any of the details of that?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not on this.
Don't want Desmond to get canned.
Yeah, no.
Don't need Desi getting canned.
But then we can make a video about how a demon caused Desmond to lose his job.
That'd be great.
Something like that.
Just kidding, it would be bad. Get canned for that.
Just so you guys know, the stream is in the Discord, so you guys can click on that to watch live. And there goes Tony.
He's gone.
I was for a minute. I clicked on something, and I don't fully understand Discord still. I'm working on it, guys. All right. We're gonna give it a couple more minutes to let people join in before we get going.
Cool.
We got anyone in?
Lady Jenny just said hello, my friends.
Hello, lady.
What's up?
What's up, Jenny?
What's up?
She's like the OG fan. She's been around for like the very, very early days.
We appreciate that. We took about a year off there, so.
Yeah, you stuck around.
And you-
You're
Yeah.
totally gone.
You guys are still loyal. We like that.
And we don't deserve the loyalty. We just
We
just went away without any warning.
And then we came back with like 3 updates that never came to fruition either.
We're like, update, we're coming back. And then 6 months went by. We're like, update, we're coming back.
We're starting reviewing the hotel.
Hey, but we really did. I didn't lie. I found the sheet today. There's stuff in there from my camera, and I don't even remember reviewing it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that. Me and Kaden accidentally started reviewing your camera, but we stopped. But we did find one piece of evidence, so
I saw it on Caden's sheet.
Yeah.
I was confused by that. That's what I was going to work on today, but I got sidetracked with other stuff. So
What?
Okay, so I think-
I saw Kenzie's Instagram. I saw you dancing in the store.
Oh no, it was prior to that. I was definitely dancing in an antique store earlier. So that's a real thing that I was doing. Sometimes the music hits you and you can't help it. Your hips start doing their own thing, and
Jack and Jill's.
exactly. We got a whole intro dedicated to what music does to us.
I can't wait for us to do a live stream of that review. It's going to be a good one.
I always forget
There's a
that
lot
we
of
did that.
footage there. Yeah, that was fun.
That was a good one.
All right.
Okay, we'll give it one more minute. How many do we have, Rick?
We're at 5 viewers so far.
5 whole viewers. All right.
I like it.
We're
It's
going
a
to
good
crash the server. That's what we're going to do.
One day
All
we
right.
will.
Well, for the few that are in here, as the title states, we're going to go back and rewatch our 3rd episode, which was the Skocraft Mansion. Fill you guys in with any behind the scenes stuff, tidbits that we learned that we didn't put in the episode, or evidence that didn't make the cut, just different things like that. So just figured where it's been, almost 2 years now, I think, since this investigation, it'd probably be a good time to go back and relive it and discuss it. So, Rick, let's just go ahead and kick it off.
All right, let's do it.
So crazy. I still can't believe it's been almost 2 years. That's wild.
I didn't think that was 2 years ago. That's crazy.
Until I came face to face with one. You wanted us. You got us.
Are we supposed to be watching this stream? Oh, yeah, they're in it.
That's
Dang
one
it,
of my
I missed
favorite
that.
intros we've ever had. What drew you to the Skocraft Mansion?
Definitely the architecture. The architecture was probably the big one for me. At the time, an attorney had taken the building from pretty much close to demolition and it was.
If anybody's watching from any major cable news networks, I'll send you my resume for my video production shortly after this video.
I deal with old buildings a lot, and they all resonate with me.
It's great work, to be honest. You did good.
Kenzie took all the shots. I can't take credit for that.
It's average at best.
You put it together.
Paul Stockdale. You know, if it wasn't for the renovation that Paul undertook, he bought the building in '87, and he started working on it. The city was
pause it real quick, Rick?
to do something.
Sure thing.
So she mentions Paul Stockdale, and we mentioned him at the end, but this is something that I wanted to bring up because it's a problem in Ogden, Utah that isn't a problem everywhere else, but we've lost a lot of historic buildings here locally because of like the downturn our city took, and the city just started demolishing so many cool old buildings, and places that supposedly were crazy haunted are long since gone because the city just swooped in and when they fell into disrepair, didn't try to step in before that, but like half of 25th Street is gone forever from the original buildings just because of the downturn our city took. So that's why we like to highlight places like this that survived that crazy 30 or 40 year stretch in Ogden where the city was pretty much just like in ruins for a long time. And being able to, step foot in these old historic buildings and call out the people who are doing the work to save them and keep them around for generations it's important to not only like paranormal teams, but even just in general to like the history of our city. So that's a big reason why this whole episode is focused around that, because like I said, we've lost so many that when we see, if you look up pictures of old Ogden, like even Washington Boulevard, and then you go walk down it today, it's a far cry from what it used to be, unfortunately, because there was a lot of beautiful architecture. So just really appreciate Paul Stockdale and what he did.
Yeah.
La Blue Dragon said, "This is one of my favorite episodes, honestly." And then Lady Jenny also said, "This is a really good one. I remember watching it." And she's watching from her room on 25th Street.
Nice.
Perfect.
This was one of my
Good
favorite
Sunday.
episodes too.
Yeah, this one had a lot of emotion behind it.
Mhm.
All right, Rick, go ahead.
Cool.
Things to the building, and he pretty much said, if you don't let me basically use it as an office building and not a residence, I am going to let it'll just go the way of everything else, and you can tear it down. So he pushed back on the city quite a bit, and he got his way. There were some really hard things that he had to deal with, and it took probably 2 years from the sounds of it to get through that.
So when did you find out about Malin's mortuary? Can I get a shout out for
I
dropping
knew
the
that
drop to the
Malins had
piano
owned it,
key?
and the part of the history
This
that
dude.
supported it
Come on.
identifies
You
that
didn't mean to
period
do
of time.
that.
100%. I slowed the footage down just so it would do that.
Did that change anything for you in this film?
I bet you nobody even gives a damn
thought
that
it
I
was
did
the
that, and I'm
coolest
so
thing
proud
ever.
of it.
Especially, we had
I had never noticed
unknown
that.
Malin relative
That hurts.
drop by the pictures. And at the time, I had an agent that was working here that didn't ask their name or phone number, so I've never been able to thank them.
I'm sure these guys
for
were
those
great
two
guys,
pictures,
but they
are
scare the hell out of
deeply
me,
meaningful
if I'm
to
being
me.
honest.
Yeah.
These pictures are so creepy.
That is creepy.
They had a pretty good time.
I'd pretty much say like all those pictures from back in
Undertakers
that
and
time,
they're,
everyone
boardwalk
looks
from the
super
cemetery.
creepy and scary.
That's fair.
It's all in black
the
and white,
experiences
yeah.
that I have
It just
had
looked different.
are
I mean, holding a
just
skull
going
definitely
through
adds to
with
it,
other
though.
Ghost hunters. We
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
activity on both the meter and in the sound recordings that we heard nowhere else in the building. Every once in a while, when I'm here all by myself, I get that little feeling of wind across the back of my neck.
Ooh.
I don't really let it bother me. I figure they know that I've been here for now going on 12 years.
I will say great job on that
They're very
handprint.
familiar with
That was
who
pretty
I am.
cool.
Ken's is the one that got it. I just reversed it.
The two employees that I had that were absolutely sure that there were issues here, they used to be working in the back office, and we have a bell at the front desk. And the bell would ring, the front door would be locked, the bell would ring, and the papers that were on the counter, they would come out and the papers would be on the ground. It was definitely one of those things that made you scratch your head a little. They were absolutely sure, especially when they were here alone at night, that they were being watched, that they were not here alone. And they pretty much refused to come after dark if they were the only ones in the building.
Will you pause that? Dude, that little behind the scenes, that stupid 5-second piece right there delayed this video for like 3 hours because I made that and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Threw it in there, rendered the video, which takes like 2 or 3 hours because my internet sucks. And then I play it back and it's all like busted and it didn't even do it right. And Kenzie's like, well, let's just do it anyway. And it's like 1 a.m. And I'm like, no, that piece is going to make it. I have to put it in there. So I sat here for another hour to fix it, rendered it out. And that's why I got pushed like a whole other day. So, and again, something nobody probably even noticed. I just wanted to throw that part in because I remember that night I was laying on the floor, like pulling my hair out at 2 a.m. And Kenzie's like, please, can we just go to bed? So those were the good old days.
There's more coming.
Well, we appreciate your editing skills. I don't know about the rain droplet, but everything else.
Yeah, that nobody even noticed the raindrop and it hurts, but it's fine. I just put a lot of work into it and you guys don't even care. But
Not really.
the hard part with these first few episodes is that we had literally no budget to go anywhere except for places that were like right down the street from us. And like most of these places, like this is not a like paranormal hotspot. You know, this spot isn't like well known throughout the city for being a haunted mansion. It was just, it was a cool mansion and we knew the lady that owned it. So we're like, hey, can we come and check it out? You know? And so like the fact that we were still getting like decent evidence just from old buildings, like this is something that we've kind of talked about previously, but like some of the places we call, even in like Salt Lake and other places, they'll be like, oh, it's all made up online. This place isn't haunted. It's just old. So people think it is. I firmly believe that every old building, you could probably come away with some kind of evidence.
Might take a little bit, but you'll probably get something.
Yeah. You could get an EVP or like you could have a crazy spirit box session. Like there is no, even new buildings too, but there is no building that's just completely like free and void of any spiritual matter, let alone like public buildings or like this one where it was a apartment building for like 30 years. How many people passed through this place? You know what I mean? Like there's just too much history involved. Like, I don't know.
Exactly.
It's just, it bugs me when places try to play off like they don't have paranormal history. Like this is just some random mansion in a small town in Utah. And we were able to get some crazy EVPs out of here, you know? So.
Exactly. I mean, even then, like just the land that was here before everything was here and Native Americans around, there's always been energy in these locations. So, I mean, there's still things out there.
Yeah. I mean, ideally as paranormal investigators, we'd always like to be at like Waverly Hills or the Queen Mary and like all the places that are like the craziest ones ever because the chances of something happening are obviously increased exponentially. But I think also it's really cool to be the first one to investigate a place, you know, like we did at Endless Indulgence. And I think we were only the second ones to do this mansion. Like you're kind of, it's uncharted territory, you know, rather than going to a place that 1,000 different people come every year and get the same evidence, try to be the one that finds the history there first, or, you know, finds the spiritual activity before other people. But I don't know. I'm just ranting at this point. It's just something that's always, I thought of our first episodes.
Definitely ranting, yeah. No, I'm kidding.
Well, no, Ogden has some really rich history, though. So, I mean, to me, I think that you'll find a decent amount in Ogden.
There is a lot of history here, for sure.
The history definitely helps.
Granted, I think, yeah.
All right,
Ogden's
Ricky.
more haunted than we think, though, I think.
Oh, 100%.
After talking with Sue, we knew we were in for an interesting night. While the main portion of the mansion had been beautifully restored, The basement had not been touched in over 4
You
years.
guys remember when we had a DVR
We
system?
began visiting the entire
Yeah,
building with
sick.
equipment and prep for the night ahead.
Tried it twice. We're like,
With
that
so
was a
much
terrible
ground to
idea. We
cover,
need to get rid
we
of
knew
this
we'd need
thing.
backup.
It's because you guys couldn't wrap up the cables right. It's not that hard.
Annabelle offers us an enhanced and
I
unbiased
forgot Annabelle
perspective
came
into
on
the
this
paranormal.
one.
And she's pretty cute too.
Something like that.
This happens like once per episode. We always get something while we're setting up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. All right.
That's creepy as hell, I think. Yeah, that's cool.
That's a solid EVP.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear before it sound like a chuckle before that?
Well, me and Kens were
Oh.
talking too, but it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember going over that piece. I was like, yeah, I think that's Ken's, but
Not
Yeah.
to shut up, though, I don't
they're
think.
both adamant. Yeah.
Desmond.
There's Desmond, everybody. Here he is.
You're adamant about it.
we present Desmond with like the greatest evidence we've ever captured, and he's like, "You kidding me? That's an F-350 driving down the street from 100 yards away. I know that
Mhm.
every day, twice on Tuesday, guys."
Mm-hmm.
Not
and then
true.
it becomes the entire group trying to battle against Desmond. It should just be majority rules, and we all think that it's legit. But Desmond's just like so steadfast against it that we have to waste an hour explaining to him why it's real.
All right, continue,
We
Rick.
do that.
Real quick, so Lady Jenny said that right where the arrow is pointing on the screen, there's actually a face, and I don't know if this was on this part of the screen or where she was mentioning that. So
It was,
if you could clarify that for me, we can take a peek at it.
it's
And
probably
then-
at the last one, was it?
I don't
Go
know.
back to the
We've
last
been
clip and see.
paused. Let's see.
General range.
And then Christine Burton says hi. So hello.
Hello.
I believe that's Aiden. Aiden is probably watching. What's up, Aiden?
So is it this one on this this part, Lady Jenny?
I think I can. If that's one she's talking about, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if she's. I guess it is a little bit behind, but
Yeah.
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 she might even be gone.
Maybe if she can just go back and watch like the episode and highlight
Give us a
where she
timestamp.
sees the
Yeah.
face.
if you
Yeah,
wanna send
time
us a
so we can
timestamp.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a hard time hearing this one.
I can hear it. Problem is, this goes back to early episodes. I sucked at turning up the audio. I thought it was so loud on my headphones, and then you watch the video and you can't hear anything. But
Yeah.
It's
either
a
way, I
process.
mean,
we were
yeah.
barely beginning.
is there anybody in the Skocraft mansion that would like to come and talk with us? A little behind the scenes note. I have about 7 pieces of pizza in my stomach at this point. You can see it on the counter right there. We did work on some pizza right before this.
Do you think you look fat or something, Tony? What are you saying?
I just noticed the pizza box on the counter because that's where we were
Oh.
devouring the
Stand in
pizza
the
shortly
doorway
before
right
this.
there. Right there. Nothing.
But thanks for calling me fat kid.
Well, I just thought that's what you were saying.
Nothing.
Right now. Do we know if the mayor
that ball of light flew straight into the pizza box.
Nothing.
Right now. Do we know if the Malins were like brothers?
This was another one. Will you pause it, Rick? That voice clip, I don't know if you guys remember. Oh, yeah, it says it right here.
I thought
This
it
is
was
another
really-
one. Yeah, we had to argue with Desmond on this one, I believe, for a while too. Everybody was convinced it was Jossam because he was standing in the corner and we didn't have a camera to show his face. But I believe we looked at Jossam's camera too, and the voice comes through like even quieter on his with Jossam standing literally holding the camera. It's but like the EVPs from this place, sometimes EVPs come through and they're just like faint whispers and you have to like cut out the background noise and crank up the volume. These ones all sound like there's just people in the room with us. Like
It's
the
hard to-
shut up.
Yeah, it's hard to catch them because it sounds normal. It just sounds like you'll be listening and it just sounds something just sounds a little bit off, and you have to re-listen, and you're like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. These are good audio clips. But that's also the importance of having handheld cameras rolling like at all times so you can try to match up audio as because I mean, like this one, Jossam standing just off screen. If he wasn't holding a camera right there, we'd have no way to prove that it wasn't him. We probably wouldn't have been able to use this. But
Mhm.
since we had that second angle and we took the time to check all of the different aspects of it, that's what makes this like a really compelling piece of audio. But yeah, that's something that other ghost groups could probably do a little better. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. take an extra 5 minutes and actually check that your audio is legit.
sync up the devices, maybe.
Yeah. Just a
Yeah.
thought. Just maybe. All right, Rick, go ahead.
Malin brothers, are you here at all? As you're moving over there.
Is there voices outside?
There are voices outside. Thank you for marking that. Just so you're aware, we're not here to harm you in any way or bother you in any way. We do have permission from Sue to be here. We're simply here to not only document that you're still around, but as Jocelyn alluded to, we'd like to help you if we can, if you need help.
Is there anyone in this break room with us? Why do I feel so charged up over by that doorway? Is there a portal over here? Like I said before, we're not here with any kind of malicious intent. I don't plan on doing any taunting, and hopefully Caden doesn't either. We're just here
I only do it when I have to. Okay.
try and figure out what happens after life, after this life.
Do you have to on every investigation?
At the end of the night, maybe when we're about to leave. I'm just trying to get something going, you know.
I love that piece of evidence. I know
Yeah,
a
one
lot
one
of,
by itself wouldn't be good enough, but both of them together, I think, is good.
yeah, and a lot of people have a hard time with orbs, and I get it. I completely get it. Rick, you can pause it for a sec. We have a hard time even like posting orbs and balls of light and stuff. But when it's something like that, where there's a correlation with a knock, or like in our most recent episode, when it's like 50 feet away in a dark doorway and it illuminates itself, like you can't tell me that's dust. Dust isn't going to illuminate itself from that far away. Like there's certain characteristics that are interesting that we still feel like they're worth posting. But at the same time, like if you just take a picture in a dusty old house and there's 1,000 little dust spots on a camera, you can't say, look at all these orbs. Like you still have to like kind of go through the process of like, is there a flurry of them? Are we seeing them a lot? Is it just this one instance? Is there anything that correlates with the ball of light? And that's again another thing that we spend a ton of time doing is like, we really need to share out our evidence sheets. We'll just take a picture one time of like all the evidence that each one of us gather and what actually makes it, like what's marked in green. Like we've had to tell Caden to stop marking so much evidence because we don't have enough time to go through all of his evidence that isn't worthy of being on a video.
I mark a lot of stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I hear they don't. That's for sure.
We definitely cut out a lot of stuff. Like there's a lot of orbs that if they don't have anything going with them, or like it's not unique enough, it's usually cut out right away. Like there's so much stuff we cut out of episodes.
Yeah, we're obnoxiously thorough, and I don't even know that anybody cares if we are, but we have morals about this stuff, which like maybe that's what's going to hold us back from being a super big YouTube channel because we could just post everything as evidence of the afterlife, but we can't. It would just drive us crazy. Like we care too much. We have a passion for this stuff, and we want to show the legit side of it. So yeah, we need to share out one of those evidence sheets. So I try to explain this to people as often as I can, but just Caden's alone. We'll just start every time we post a new episode. We'll do an Instagram post of Caden's evidence sheet.
Yeah, like 160,
167.
Yeah.
All right.
I could quickly show at the end of the stream the high school evidence sheet and just show how.
Might have to.
Yeah,
we might have to.
Big, yeah. Hey, but I also reviewed a decent amount. All right. We could look at others as well.
Me and Caden's evidence. I mean, I think between the two of us, we had probably 300 pieces of evidence.
Yeah, and Caden's was like 270 of that.
130. Yeah, I have a lot, but man, I'd rather not miss it. And if I ever want to go back for personal reasons and just watch stuff, I want to know where it is.
That was more of a dig at Eric, but it's fine. You missed it.
No. It's okay.
I missed it. Okay, well,
I appreciate Caden getting mad. So on my behalf.
Oh shit! All right,
we
go
just
ahead.
work hard. That's all. Yeah.
Real quick, I don't want to miss this. I just want to say thank you both to Lady Jenny and Lady Blue Dragon. They both said that that's what they like about us, that we have reliable evidence, and that's why we're amazing. So I just want to say thank you to both of you guys for saying that too.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, for real.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
This one was also another controversial piece.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the orb. I just don't know about the hair thing. No one just like, I don't know. I get why it could be, pushed down. It's just like, I don't know.
The correlation does not equal causation, but we're just going to present it as like, we're not sure. That's what we do.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Now, if I put it as a thumbnail and say ghost pulls Kenzie's hair, then you can be upset with me.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't remember that. It was so cold down there.
I know. We didn't really do a good job of explaining that the basement was like the complete opposite of this beautiful mansion. The basement was like unfinished, like it's like an abandoned house in the woods in the basement.
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy. Like the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Complete stark different.
Can you let us know your name?
And also ghost hunting in the winter is probably not the smartest thing we've ever done.
No.
Could see an orb, but it could have been dust.
Is there anybody in the basement with us?
I wish we always had that little of interference on the ghost box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
It's the Faraday cage.
Sometimes the Faraday cage didn't even work.
Well,
Yeah.
If we can get our portal to work, that'd be helpful.
Maybe.
Is there anybody from when this was a funeral home? Are you still working here?
Come on.
Are you still working here?
Come on.
Are you still working here?
Come on.
See that? Yeah, that's what's tough. People don't love the ghost box either because of interference. When we have no interference, I put this little blip in, but it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really worth having an episode, but it also proves a point. You know, like there's no radio interference and something came through.
Yeah.
True.
I still thought it said I'm work, like it was trying to say I'm working or something like that. But
If there's anyone down here, will you come over into this corner and talk to us? We just want to talk.
Should we try that back room? If there's anybody down here with us, can you come talk to us? If there's anybody down here with us, can you come talk to us?
Yeah, that's pretty creepy.
Pretty creepy,
If
yeah.
there's anybody down here with us, can you come talk to us?
That is wild, dude.
yeah, that's creepy. I think the way I edited this, unfortunately, I left a lot of downtime with the ghost box just running, trying to show that there was no interference, but I probably could have made it a lot more exciting to watch. But that also lends more credence to that growl because I was willing to like show just how long you two, Caden and Des, were down there with not a single sound coming through. And then it's like as soon as you step foot into that hallway, that gnarly growl comes through, whatever that is. That's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. That just adds to the, like that's the silence of the ghost box leading up to that is a part of the evidence too. And that's what's tough that some people don't fully grasp.
Right.
For sure. We got a couple questions. Akasha says, "What is your ideas or thoughts about what orbs are?"
That's a good question.
Does
I don't
anybody
know.
have a strong opinion?
I think it's just
I don't know
energy.
what yeah, some sort of energy. I don't know what it is, but it's some of them pulsate and they'll light up brighter, and some of them have different shapes, and they're not always perfectly circle. So I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard like in a lot of like haunted forests and stuff. They always talk about how they see giant balls of energy, right? Like big glowing red balls, like flying through the trees and stuff. And I'm with Jossam. I think it is like a ball of energy. Like maybe it's how they travel or some form of spirit where it's just the energy of what was left. Like I believe when we see figures, I think it's just an imprint from that location. Like they're not there to interact. It's that stone tape theory. They're just going through the motions no matter who's there, no matter what's going on. It's just the right conditions for it to play back. But when it's an actual like ball of energy, like the thing we caught in the basement of Ivy
Diamond
Lane.
Room.
Yeah. And the diamond room. Yeah. That like undulating mass that's like just literally like changing form and shape as it moves around the screen. Like if there was ever a way to describe what energy mass would look like to me, I think I would imagine that is what it would look like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's weird. I don't even know what to say about that one. It's like a worm.
It kind of is.
It's a good question, though. I mean, that just goes into we're trying to figure all this stuff out. I don't think anyone really knows what it is 100%.
Yeah. I think there's a problem with leaning too hard on orbs as spirits, but there's also a problem with completely discounting those balls of light and saying there's no way that could ever be a spirit. It's always just dust. Like we don't know that. You know, every anomaly is different. You can't just give a blanket statement because at that point you could be missing out on something like the weird portal thing we caught at Jack and Jill's, right? Like little pieces like that when coupled with a ball of light, or even Ghost Adventures episode, Poveglia Island, a ball of light flies past the EMF meter and completely maxes it out at the exact same time. Like, does that, again, correlation does not equal causation, but those are the interesting pieces of evidence that add to all the pieces that we have to say maybe there is something there. We're not sure, but we're going to present it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Harry Thomas says, "Great stuff, guys. Please keep it real. Cheers from New Brunswick, Canada." Cheers,
Nice.
Harry, my
Thank you,
man.
my guy.
Faye Jones says, "As a hairstylist, I can say that's not normal." I'm guessing that's referring to Kenzie's hair being tossed.
Faye coming through clutch.
Thank you.
Belinda Woods, "Do you turn off the electricity from the circuit breaker so you don't have any interference?"
We usually need some power.
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, we usually don't, but the thing is we also don't really do EMF meters a whole lot. We're different in that sense where, like, if you ever put your cell phone next to an EMF meter and wait for a text to come through, it'll spike, you know, and like there's just random appliances throughout the building can make it spike. So, I mean, ideally, if we could just turn off all the electrical equipment and maybe leave our phones outside, it might be worth something, but we've never viewed it as something that's like worth posting the evidence of. That, you know, a meter spiking does not tell you a ghost is there. There could be 1,000 other different things causing that. And we don't have full understanding of electromagnetic fields in every area we're in. And you know what I mean? So it's more so, I think EMF should be used as a directional tool for investigators in a building. Like, oh, I'm getting weird readings up here. Maybe let's try to do an EVP session now or set up a camera in here, as opposed to, oh, the EMF meter spiking, put this on the evidence list. That's kind of how we're a little bit different from other groups.
Yeah, and I can think of two.
Go ahead, Nick.
Exactly, and I can think of 2 investigations where we do that at the Ladies Literary Club, where we were standing next to the electrical outlet in the coal room, I think it was, and we were feeling weird, so we used the EMF to debunk the way we were feeling in kind of that area. And then one of our raw footage videos when we were at the office building on 25th Street.
Yeah, I think we also did it at Endless Indulgence, because that spot where we all said we kept feeling weird, we have a whole clip where we hold the EMF meter up and it's showing a high reading, and that goes back to like the OG Ghost Hunters show. Like they were the first ones to say like EMF, a high EMF can actually make you feel uneasy and uncomfortable, and it's been proven scientifically that can throw off the human body. So if you're not getting any activity somewhere, but there's one spot that keeps getting a high reading, that could be why whoever lives there or whoever works there feels weird in that spot. And that's why, like I said, we don't like to use that as evidence, because that's not going to advance the field of paranormal investigation in any way. You know, people want to see audio and uncut raw footage of a shadow figure and try to understand how and where and why it's there. Like, I don't know. That's just the way we view it.
Yeah.
It's more to disprove than to prove anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Ruth Toner says hi, hello. And I promise you guys, if you guys are saying something in the chat, it is like 20 seconds delayed, so I will get to it, I promise. Just know we're not trying to ignore you by any means. All right, let's continue.
Is there anybody from the Skocraft family here with us right now? Is there anybody down here with us right now?
Rose?
It's so hard to hear when you're there.
I hear Ro. I don't know why I put folks. I hear an R.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Sometimes when you've played it back about 1,000 times, when you're trying to like create the sequence, you start just completely hearing something different.
It says it like 3 times, man. You guys hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, it does it right before it. How
That's
do I
weird,
make
dude.
that?
That was right before that too, yeah.
Why is it always Caden?
It's always
Always
Caden.
Caden, bro.
It's the toes.
Do you not like Caden and I?
People don't know that, so now everybody's like, "The hell's Jocelyn talking about?"
That's cool to me because it's intelligent. Like, you know, they're, I don't know, they know what's going on.
Mhm.
They liked me. And Dev. It's like a song. It's like. This is cool.
I forgot about this one. See, when he says asshole, you can hear the like whispery echo in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's another one where you'd almost expect one of us was sitting there screwing around. That's what the audio here was crazy.
It's still
I think
hard
okay.
because
Is
we
anyone
were
left
talking in the
downstairs?
background.
I need you to come upstairs right now.
Yeah, you're right, because that's we always just tell each other to stay away, you asshole, in a slow, whispery tone.
Oh my god, Des.
Just saying, we don't know exactly what we were saying. It could have sounded like that.
Will you do something?
I don't know
to let
about
us
that
know
one.
You're here. You come tap on my
Just
shoulder,
slouching.
make a noise.
Tired as hell. Just like, do something, please.
At that desperation point, huh?
Yeah. Pretty sure this was towards the end.
That room scared the hell out of us that night because the printer started doing stuff. You remember that?
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember that.
Oh my god.
It's a little weird.
Sounds like Mickey Mouse is in there.
That's the problem with some of these investigations, though. Rick, will you pause it real quick? This is one of those places where it's like there was no point in the night where all of us were like crazy on edge or like terrified. Like it was one of those places where you almost just feel comfortable the whole time. Like you're a little scared, it's dark, whatever. Like, but you're not like Ghost Adventures running and screaming and saying the demons are there. Like, but then you go back and there's just tons of audio. Like
Mhm.
there was, you were surrounded the whole time and you just had no idea. And that's, I mean, it's frustrating because you want to have like firsthand experiences, but it kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier, like going to places that aren't the craziest. Even if somebody says, "Oh, we don't have ghosts. I've never seen anything." I'm willing to bet if we come in with all of our equipment, we'll leave with a couple of EVPs. Almost
Mhm.
always. Like there's
Like
always
3,
something
4
around.
hours. Yeah, 3-4 hours we'll get something.
Yeah, Caden will catch like 30. The rest of us will hear like 3. But
And the 3 that we capture will say his name.
yeah, exactly. The 3 Class A's will just whisper Caden's name for no reason. We don't know why. All right.
Yeah,
I just wanted to
yeah.
make that point.
The cool thing about that though too, Tone, is like when you go into a location like that and where you feel comfortable and like your energy mixed with the energy in the building is just like vibing kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like everyone kind of has a good night, you know what I mean? But then we've been
Yep.
to some locations where it's like, holy crap, the energy is so off here that you can like feel it crawling up your spine. And like those are the nights
Yeah.
where I don't even know, like sometimes we catch something crazy, sometimes we don't, but we're like just on edge and we make mistakes, and it's really weird how all that works out.
Yeah. It's almost like when you get a weird vibe from somebody who's being standoffish, right? Like a place can feel welcome, and those are the ones that are talking to us. But you go somewhere where you're unwelcome and they're giving you that standoffish vibe, like we don't want you here, and they're not willing to talk to you because they they view you as like a intruder in their home or their space, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we always try to like do the age old, we're not here to bother you in any way. We just want to talk. Like, but yeah, no, that's a good point. It is interesting to think of like the mindset they're in when we're there and how we might be feeding off of that energy and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple questions. Adele, I'm butchering this.
Adelina?
Yes.
Adelina TV.
Yeah, you got it. Caden's got it. Okay. Says, how do you guys feel when you're close to a portal? For me, I felt like it was almost electric. When I took my hand over the portal and the rest of the house, it was hard to breathe and a headache.
I'm not very sensitive, so I can't really say I've ever felt anything like that. But I have felt a few things, but yeah, very rare.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't say what else. Anyone else. But.
I think that question will be reserved for Jossam mostly because he's kind of our sensitive.
I base like anytime I'm gonna tell the guys like, okay, I'm pretty sure there's something in this room kind of thing. I base my decision off of the amount of like electricity feeling I have in my body. So for them to say like when I put my hand over a portal or whatever and I feel that static and that electricity, that's kind of cool because I do the same thing. That's what I feel.
Yeah. I think static is the best way to describe it. There's only been one time I've ever felt something, and it was actually at grounds when I was helping Kenzie close one night. It felt like somebody came up to grab my arm, but their hand didn't actually get there. It just felt like a jolt of electricity, like a fuzzy electricity on the back of my arm. And my arm just flew forward and I like threw the thing I was holding because but it felt exactly like what Jossam said, like a static charge. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to say, I don't know if I've ever felt that way. Huh? Okay. I don't know if I've ever felt that way. There have been a few times where I've felt things in a building or I can feel the energy in the building, but I've never had that static electricity feel. Okay, go ahead, Rick.
I think for some reason
I don't know what the hell was going on.
The audio must have lagged, bro, because like I said something like 5 seconds later it came through on your computer.
I think Des just got an EVP in real time and responded to it. He had a disembodied voice.
Akashis asks, what's the different classes of EVPs?
The way we class them is just Class A, Class B, Class C. Class A is, do I have to turn up the volume at all? Or do we have to like replay it 1,000 times to figure it out? So Class A is usually like clear as day. We don't have to do anything to it. Class B is, you can tell there's a voice there. Relatively easy to make out, but we're going to have to play with the audio a bit. And I don't know that we've ever used a Class C piece of audio in our evidence because it usually
Class
is...
C just stands for Class Caden.
Well, the thing is Mark is Class Caden, but sometimes he surprises you, right? Sometimes those Class C's actually turn into Class A's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Caden's Class C's are like...
Caden to an Allen, from a C to an A.
His evidence sheet's like, I could be wrong, but I think this one says, yo, what's up, Caden? This is me from the other side, and I'm really stoked to talk to you. But you guys listen and tell me, because I could be way off.
You gotta listen. You gotta listen.
And then you play it back, and it's just
they don't listen. That's the thing, is they just don't listen. It's there. It's there.
Oh, Class C is Class K. That might have to be Caden's new nickname. I think Nine Toe is gone. Class C might be your new nickname.
When I show off the evidence sheet after this, just look for how many Class C's Caden has marked.
Hey, like I said, I would rather mark them. I won't mark anything. Okay, I'll review the whole thing and do a Desmond and watch 4 hours and post 10 things of evidence. All right.
Hey, I like to be thorough. I only put actual evidence, what I think is evidence on it. Like I don't do no
but
Class
sometimes
C's.
it takes another ear, man. There's been times where I'm like, I don't know what this is, and then someone else can figure it out. You know.
We appreciate your thoroughness. It's just fun to give you crap because there have been a few times where you played back an audio clip and there's nothing there, like 100% empty.
To you guys, there's nothing there. You're right, 100%.
What if Caden's actually like this prophet, and that's why we're always hearing his name, and he's always hearing all this stuff that we never hear? Like, what if he's actually linked to that, and like he's just like, no, I'm good.
And then
I'm gonna be a ghost hunter instead.
Cut to Caden doing 720s in California and
Yeah.
doing his worm dance. That's our profit.
They come in all shapes and sizes. All right.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
All right, let's get going.
This one's so weird.
Two things about that one. One, I searched for probably 6 hours to try to find a name that matched up with that. Does not exist. Two, it sounds like me just going, Dead McQueen, and I don't know why. It wouldn't be the first time that my voice did something weird at a location.
That is a weird one. This one's kind of hard to see, but it's there.
Well, your ears are better than your eyes, so just trust us on this one.
Yeah, actually,
it's that weird blinking light in that dark room. I don't know.
Weird blinking light. Looked like a bunch of stairs
Like
to
a
me.
semi-truck driving down.
Yeah, definitely a Class C. We shouldn't have used it.
Filmed it with a potato. That was part of our problem.
Yeah, I guess that's part of our problem. We need some new equipment.
Guess we need to get a Patreon going because I don't know how we're going to afford all that.
Is there
We broke.
anything we can do to help you guys communicate with us?
I say that, and then we cut to our nicest camera that we rarely ever used for night vision.
Which one was this? The big one?
Yeah, the one that your arm would go numb within like 10 minutes. There it is. Look at that thing.
The feeling is here. It's like they're silent. It's like they're here, but they don't want to talk. They're just observing.
I look way legit holding it though. You got to admit. They're like, whoa, this guy's professional.
It feels like yeah, everywhere I go, I'm
We are
looking over my
professional.
shoulder.
Alright.
It feels weird.
My chest has felt really weird all night too.
It's rare for everybody to feel it, so there's something going on. Attention, Skocraft Mansion. We can feel you all around us. We know we're not the only ones here. Will you please come into this conference room and communicate with us?
Caden was trying so hard not to say anything. You just see his face. Look at him.
You can't see it, but he's gritting his teeth. He's just gritting his teeth. Oh man, a little bit of context there. They always call that me going Zach Bagans. It happened one time. We did it at Asylum 49 way back in the day. This was prior to Ogden Paranormal, and I did some big announcement in the hallway, and we got an incredible EVP, one of the best EVPs we've ever captured. So I've tried it like 15 times since then, and every time they tell me it's me going Zach Bagans, and we have yet to get another piece of audio evidence. So I probably need to retire that because I'm real sick of this joke.
But it's not just that. I think it's a little more.
Well, I think it's mostly that. So, and if you guys join our Discord, you'll see that somebody has lovingly put my name in here as Tony Bagans Pacelli. So if you want to join in on that fun, join into our Discord and you can see all of our fun nicknames. And you can ask Desmond what his is about.
What is it?
Desmond Perkins.
Yeah, that's a story for another time.
The link
Yeah,
for
that's
the
not for
Discord is in our description along with all of our other social media. So feel free.
But yeah, I just wanted to give him the background. Please don't call me Bagans. Anybody out there moving forward.
Yeah. Are you talking to the people watching?
Yes. I know you guys will keep doing it. I'm asking them, like, hey, I told you this really soft-sided story that hurts me to this day. Please don't feast on my open wound like the rest of these guys do.
You haven't spent a lot of time on the internet, have you, brother?
I'm putting out a plea. I'm hopeful.
Oh God.
Rick, just play the video. I need to go back and get every piece of audio evidence we've ever captured and readjust the audio and just make a full video of just every EVP captured to date.
That'd be cool.
It might actually be cool to make a like a how-to video. You could like help out starting groups and whatnot.
Can you repeat what you just said? Rose, are you here with us?
Yeah, that's weird.
Daniel, are you here with us? Is there anything you would like to tell us?
Man, I really left this long clip, didn't I?
It was a long one.
At least Caden says it's quiet.
That's what it was. I wanted to feature him.
I'm just like, what?
It really is so hard to hear this stuff in real time.
Yeah, it's almost impossible. That's a really cool one, though.
It is really
That
cool.
was a really cool one.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite ghost box response that we've caught to date.
From a mortuary, too. Kind of all ties back. It's like somebody who's passed on is like trying to give a message to us.
But then to
youngins.
kind of go off of that, I think it might have been Paul Stockdale because he died early and he helped
Could've been.
preserve this place.
I forgot about this. This is a cool little clip. Wish we could just ask Annabelle what the hell she came across that night. The whistle's interesting, though.
Are you sure that's not Ken?
She said it wasn't her. And I think the part that helps tie it all together is that right afterwards,
Yeah.
like something's trying to call Annabelle quietly.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I should have brought Annabelle into this live stream. I'm ashamed.
Should've.
She was a part of this.
This is a weird one, for sure.
Yeah.
Just like
see-
comes out and pops back, goes back around the corner.
Yeah,
That's
the
weird.
movement and the shape of it. Like it's not a ball. This one's like a mass. Like see how it almost looks like a feather?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the ones we
cool
got
one.
at Grounds for Coffee.
Yeah.
They are simply unexplained. We leave it up to you to decide. Decide.
I'll leave this up since he deserves that appreciation for keeping this building alive.
Yeah, that's a really cool building. I'd love to go back one day.
I'd like to go back because I wasn't a part of the group then, and it looks like a really cool place to investigate.
The basement's just creepy. As much as like you want to be down there, it's just you don't. You know?
Yeah. It's funny. We didn't even get a lot in the basement, but it has more of that creepy, like abandoned vibe that you'd expect almost. But okay, final thoughts. Skocraft Mansion.
Freaking cool. So much fun. I'd do it again. Sick evidence. Enjoy the ride.
That EVP though was probably one of the coolest ones. So
yeah, one of my favorite places.
Lorraine Saltmarsh says hello from Brighton, UK.
Hey, across the pond. Okay. Thanks for giving the Americans a chance. I know things seem a little crazy on our side right now, but not all of us are crazy. Some of us are normal. We're good. We're all right.
I mean, 4 out of 5 of us have all 10 toes, so.
Whoa.
I don't know how that. Yeah.
Shots fired. Hey, should we talk about your nickname too?
Yeah.
Oh, he muted. No. Turned off his camera too.
What was the viewers? What is your favorite part of the episode?
Give me a second.
The delay is going to make that tough. But...
yeah. I realized that.
At least talk for a second. And give me
while we wait,
I'm actually going to pull up the.
Yeah.
So this was Jossam's first like full investigation back with the crew, because you kind of joined like halfway through Endless Indulgence for a minute, but this was like we made a special night just for Jossam to have a chance to come here. What were your thoughts, like just Skocraft as a whole, getting back into this, like getting back into the swing of things?
I friggin' loved Skocraft, and I think it was a mix of just like how the building felt that night, but it was also like you said, my first real investigation back, and it's like back around people that I love doing something that I love to do, and it was just like nothing but good vibes that night. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It sounds weird because I'm like, oh yeah, I love sitting in a dark basement with 4 other dudes and just like, you know what I mean? But like, it's just the best, you know. It's a weird little hobby, but we're catching stuff, and like we can't explain this stuff. If you can, please come forward and tell us what's going on. But nobody can so far, you know what I mean? So there's something there, and the adventure is fun, and you just gotta enjoy the ride.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think looking back, like when we're like 60 and 70, looking back on doing this kind of stuff is going to be like fond memories. That's all I'm worried about. Looking back and being like, you guys remember when we were wandering around Goldfield, like a town of 50 people and hanging out in our little.
The hell out of us.
Got stared by a donkey and sharing one bed in a cabin that was probably like 100 square feet between 5 of us.
Yeah, it was tiny, bro.
Dennis had to be outside on a mattress.
You guys slept on the front porch and everything.
Under the stars.
It was money so was tight.
It still is tight.
Yeah, it's better, but that was like probably rock bottom when we're like, you spend all your money just to get to the location, and then we're like, all right, well, Des and Eric, you're just gonna have to sleep outside with the donkeys and the snakes and stuff. So we'll be inside if you need us.
Scorpions and stuff.
Adelina TV says, of all the places we've been to, which is your favorite or scariest? Scariest for me, the Goldfield High School. The best place, I think, the Star of India.
Star of India was cool.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I would say scariest so far for me is the Queen Mary. That one, like, literally shook the group to the core.
Oh yeah.
That was a weird event. Night,
Um,
just the whole thing.
and then best one for me. Yeah, I'd probably say Star of India too. That night, like all of us were just in sync. Like it just everything was working. Like the ship was charged. We were all into it. It was awesome. And just obviously being on a ship in the water was cool.
It kind of goes back
Yeah.
to what Jocelyn was saying about like vibing with the place. Like it just like it felt good. Like
We were connected.
yeah.
San Diego is just nice.
By the way, this episode has not come out yet. For if anybody's wondering, like, oh, I didn't see that one. What's that? That one is coming soon. We're a couple months away from the Star of India.
Yeah. I would say scariest for me, for sure, the Queen Mary, but also the Rec Outlet. And then my favorite, easily, Star of India. That place was awesome.
I'm hoping we got some pretty sick footage or like audio because like there's definitely some paranormal events that happen, but like just that the whole vibe of the ship, the atmosphere outside, like it was just such a cool place to investigate.
Yeah.
The scariest, I don't know. Scariest is probably the high school for me, or the hotel. I don't know.
You
What the
hey,
scariest one is.
you at the hotel. I've never seen you like that before. I will give you
I
that.
haven't either.
I got sick and then I just like said, turn off the camera. Let's
Yeah.
go upstairs. Like
You
I'm
just
getting out of
shut
here.
down. It was I've
Yeah.
never like you started the night doing 720s in the front lobby, and by the end of the night, I'm like, you good? And you're like, I just don't feel good. I just don't feel good. I just don't want to be down there right now. I just don't feel good. And you like would not talk about it. I've never
I didn't
seen.
really.
You like
I didn't know what to say. Like I don't know how to explain it. I don't feel good, bro, and I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I don't know.
The thing is though, like Caden, he's like the one that will ISO. He will provoke. Like he'll do all the things that like normal people would be too scared to do. And like when you see him shook, it like kind of scares you.
Yeah, even if I'm not remotely scared, if Caden's feeling something, it's got to be crazy because he's usually just chilling and he's fine.
Yeah, that night was weird, for sure. I don't know about my favorite though. I think the clubhouse was actually pretty cool. I liked the clubhouse a lot.
What about you, Joss?
My favorite investigation was probably the Star of India too. It was so fun. But
that one was
scariest, probably Queen Mary. I don't know. That's
It's the
like when I
easiest
felt
answer.
the most helpless. I was ready, you're ready for everything, but sometimes you
think
just
we were
can't prevent stuff.
Yeah, we were all ready.
And that's the
for
scary part.
that.
We thought we were ready.
Yeah.
Never had something like that happen. Like, yeah. Anywho.
Well, I got us up the evidence sheet, so we can kind of take a glance at it.
This is mine, right?
Yeah, this is you right now. So
a lot of mine is just footage. I mainly only review handhelds because I have to put the story together. So we gotta put that caveat in there.
Yeah. So just Tony alone had 64 pieces of evidence. Obviously,
here we go.
Obviously, here's Dez's. He also does like handhelds, and he had 76. All right, here we go. Caden's.
You gotta show yours too if you're gonna do this.
Gotta give it time to load.
I'll get there. I'll get there, bro. So here's Caden.
I'm not do a full roast here. Let's just do a scroll roast. All right.
There's a lot of Class C's on this page.
Yeah, but I'm thorough. Look at that. I'm also timestamping stuff. All right. Look at that. What's up?
So Caden.
Hey.
Caden's at 145.
Yeah, and we see that last one. We use that. Class B.
But we said no Class C's.
Jossum.
Yeah, well, I bet there's one of them there.
He's our boy, but he was really busy, so we kind of helped him out on that one. So he didn't review anything, and then it goes to me, which I also have a lot of stuff.
But nothing is marked as far as classes go, so we have to watch every single piece, not knowing if anything's worth a damn. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah, thanks, Eric.
123.
Yeah.
Thanks.
See,
123 Class C's. Awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, but you can see just off our footage or like our little templates, we have a lot of evidence that we mark, and very few makes it into an episode that's actually episode worthy. because a lot of times it's just us debunking. Like we'll have like 3 different views of us trying to debunk something, or it's footsteps, but it could be something that's pretty explainable. There's nothing that correlates with it, or like random thuds, or there's just little things that you can't correlate, so we don't really throw it in because we don't want to just throw out every bit of piece of evidence that we find. We want something that like we really can explain, and it actually like
You can hear it.
boggles our mind. Like on
Yeah.
the Goldfield episode when Caden says like shut the door, and the little orb like illuminates like 30 feet away with no light source going into the room that he just said to open the door, or where they shut the door to go open it themselves. So like that kind of correlates versus just a random orb piece that just goes through the screen.
Yeah. Basically, we'd rather you guys watch like 40 minutes of the absolute best of the best than an hour and a half to 2 hours of everything we have, and the best piece be logged somewhere in like the 65th minute that nobody's going to find it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Also, hopefully this shows how hard it or why it takes so long to make an episode, because we all have school and work and families, and then each of us probably
what's
have
school?
Right?
I mean, I'm throwing it out there for the person in the group. So, anyways,
Shouts out to Jossam. He's almost there. Almost got the degree.
but yeah, I mean, we each are doing 8+ hours of evidence review, probably even more than 8 hours on top of our other lives and trying to put out other content. And so, apologies that it takes so long, but we do our best.
Not apologies. This is the best it's ever been. Doing this once a month investigation makes me the happiest little editor
Yeah.
you guys could ever have.
I think we're doing good where we're at.
I'm chilling. I'm great. Okay. I think that's all we have. Unless there's any other questions or comments in the chat.
We can leave it for a minute. So if anyone has questions, comments, go ahead and throw them out there so the delay can get to us, and then we can end the video after that.
Speaking of reviewing the next episode, how much have we got done, Caden?
I started on some review. I know we've watched probably 3 clips of some videos. I'm doing audio. Everyone
Okay.
has something assigned to them now, at least. So
Okay.
Yeah, me, Caden, and Joss
You're
have
gonna do my-
gone through 3 clips of a static cam in the basement of the hotel. So I mean, that's probably halfway done. So I could probably pick up another camera or audio after.
Okay.
We'll need audio probably. There is another camera of a second angle, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see any questions though.
We're like 2.5 weeks out from the next episode, everybody. So hang tight. Goldfield Part 2.
The hotel. It'll be good.
Part 2.
The more famous part of Goldfield.
It's the building.
haunt-
If you
Go ahead.
where the brick is thrown. If you've seen that, the famous
Yeah.
brick thrown. I don't even like giving them credit, but man, it was pretty sweet.
It was pretty crazy. In our case, it was the haunting of the crickets, but
Mm-hmm.
You can't really hear him that well on the cameras, at least at the hotel.
I hope you're
That's
right,
one I
because
thought.
we literally spent 2 hours that night trying to source out all the crickets that were ruining our audio and trying to kill them.
So La Blue Dragon says, really enjoyed the live stream. Glad to hear that. If there's anything you'd like to see or have us live stream, please let us know. Adelina TV says, I'm going to watch the Queen Mary. I subscribed 3-4 days ago. So the Queen Mary isn't out currently. We're trying to see what we can bring out of that one, just because of how it impacted the group and what all occurred. We got to see what we can, I guess, get from that evidence.
There are certain pieces that will probably not be shown, so we have to carefully comb through that, and we're only going to post certain aspects of it. So that's what Eric was alluding to.
Yes, that. But that one will probably be out within a couple months. So just keep an eye out for that one. But thank you for subscribing 3-4 days ago. Glad to have you here. So.
All right, everyone's saying bye. Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate y'all sticking around. Do another one in a few weeks.